Hi everyone, welcome to sprouting season. So today's the day we're going to be making our Lush Lavender DIY soap. And I got this from Makesy. Makesy used to be called the Wooden Wick Company. It's a creative type company where you can create candles and, you know, soaps and all that good stuff. But anyway, I bought this because it was on sale, and you know, I love lavender. So anyway, this is going to be a melt and pour soap base. Okay, so if you don't like working with lye like me, I haven't gotten up the courage to make soap with lye, because with lye, you know, you got to wear the goggles and all that. Can't breathe the fumes and all that. So I just like sticking with simple, and so this is it. So we're going to go and open this up. And it comes with a stir stick. It comes with directions. It comes with the fragrance oil. Now, you can use essential oil, which this is infused with essential oil, I believe. Most of these fragrance oils that I buy are infused with natural essential oils. Okay? But you can use, you know, whatever. In fact, you can use whatever scent you want. I'm using this because it comes with the kit, but you can use lavender, you can use you know, any I may even make a wildflower soap also, and you can use like rose essential oil. Anyway, so, and here's our lavender buds. So we're going to go ahead and open this too. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and put the camera on what I'm doing here. Okay. And this is my soap cutter. Now, you know, I'm just going to use my bare hands. They're washed and clean. You can use gloves if you'd like, but I don't really think that it's necessary. I'm going to go ahead and start cutting this. This is about a pound. Yes, this is a pound of soap. So we're going to cut it into small cubes. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to microwave, or if you don't want to use the microwave, to warm this up, you can use like a double boiler method. So, you know, you would have to have like a pot of water, and then on top of that, you can either sit like a Pyrex bowl, mixing bowl, or you can use this measuring cup, which is the Anchor Hawking measuring cup, and you can melt your soap on the stove instead. Okay, but you can, the microwave is just convenient, and you can melt the soap in 30-second intervals. You don't want to overheat it because you can scorch your soap. Okay, but this is a fun project. You can do it with your family, because it's just, you know, you're being creative. Gives you something to do, and it's homemade, you know, and you know what's going in it. So cutting up all these into cubes, doesn't matter how, just cut them all up. Now you can buy, you don't have to, I failed to mention to you, Amazon carries all these things too. I mean, you don't have to get it from this company that I bought it from. Like I said, I bought it because it was on sale, and I like it, you know. I thought it was going to be a silicone mold, but they're actually, this is what they are. I didn't know they were going to be plastic, but it's okay because you know what? These are made to gift to somebody. You can either pop them out of the mold and put them like in maybe little organza bags, or you can just close the lid to this that it comes with, and you know, that's why it has this right here, where you can just hang them up for sale. But you can gift these and put them in a gift bag or something, or just give them like that as samples, or you can even put a wax melt. Instead of soap, you can make wax melts and put them in here. I think that's pretty cool. So anyway, what you're going to be needing too, besides the soap cutter, as long as you have like a knife or something to cut these up, okay? But you can use just a regular knife, kitchen knife, to cut these, okay? And then also something to stir, and they gave me this. And then I have a spray bottle of alcohol, rubbing alcohol, and I believe this may be, I'm not sure if it's a 90%, or 70, but this you're gonna use when you pour your soap into the molds. It takes out the bubbles, okay? If there's any air bubbles on top of your soap, you just spray the top. Now the directions here say you can even put it in the soap molds before you add your soap mixture, but I usually just do it on the top. Okay, so let's go ahead and put all of this soap in our measuring cup. Okay, and we're going to melt it in the microwave for 30-second intervals. Let's see. It says, let's see. And then after we do that, you know, we'll be adding our fragrance. So, oh, this one's kind of big. So this soap base, it's a Shea Goatmilk. So it's enriched with ingredients, okay, and it's just designed to nourish and hydrate the skin, okay. So it's a natural soap base, and so you're going to put it in the microwave until it's fully liquefied, okay? And again, we're not going to overheat it because, you know, you don't want it to scorch or anything. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay. Okay, we're going to stir. It's not quite done yet. We're going to stir in between times. So it's been there already about a minute. Okay, and it looks like that. It's kind of halfway there. And we're going to go ahead and stick it back in there. Another 30 seconds. Okay, y'all. So this is completely liquefied. See that? All right. So make sure that there are no like big clumps in there. It has to be completely liquefied. So just stir, stir, stir. Okay, and you can use, you don't have to use this popsicle stick. You can use like one of those silicone rubber spatulas, just a spatula to stir, okay? So make sure there are no big pieces left, and then once you see there's no clumps, okay, you're gonna pour in your fragrance, and I haven't even opened this. So let's go ahead and try this. I'm smelling it. It smells really good. It smells like lavender blooms, just like it says. And this is lavender blooms and soothing sandalwood. And we're going to pour the entire bottle in there, okay? And just a tip that I learned, that if you have about a 1 pound of soap, okay, then that you can use 10 milliliters, which is what this bottle is, or 0.33 ounces, 0.33 ounces, okay, to 1 pound of soap. So we're going to go ahead and pour it in now, and you're going to stir. You add the whole bottle. So this is about a sample size, okay? Now if you're using essential oils, I suppose you're gonna need quite a bit of drops in there. I would just, just smell it, maybe 30 drops or so. I'm not quite sure. You'll have to figure that out, but you don't want to overdo it with the essential oils either, but just enough to where you like your fragrance, And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to add the Botanicals into the bottom of the mold, and we have to act fast because this will start to harden. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and start sprinkling some lavender buds in each of our molds. And if you're using a silicone mold, you can do that now. And now in some of the soaps, they'll usually, I think I've tried to stir in my petals or my dried flowers in the mixture before I put it in the mold, but it'll go up to the surface for some reason. So we're not going to use all of these. I don't believe we need that much in here, okay? But you're just going to sprinkle some in there. So that what's going to happen is some of them will stay, most of them, will stay on the surface. So when you pop these out, it'll be on one side but not the other side. So even if you mix it into the soap mixture, they'll still float. Some of them will float to the top. You know what, let's give it one more good stir, because this will start to harden. Make sure this is well incorporated with the fragrance. And then we're going to start pouring it in. And it might be a little messy, but it's okay. Practice makes perfect, right? And you may want to add some on top if you would like to, but I don't think we'll need it. See, some of them are floating to the top. Some of these lavender buds. It smells really good. And I don't know if this soap mixture is going to be enough for all of these soap molds, but I think they give you just enough. But I think these would make really, really cute gifts to give away to family and friends. Okay. And then once we're done with all of these, then we're going to spray alcohol, and so we can clear any soap bubbles. We don't want any soap bubbles on our soaps. But this is really, really simple, y'all. It's fun. And I think whoever gets this type of gift would make their day, you know? Okay. You know what? And I should have grabbed some more molds in case I didn't have enough. But I didn't do that. So I'll probably have to remelt it because it's starting to get a little hard. So that's basically it. And now we're going to take our alcohol spray. Okay, now this right here, see how it looks? I don't know if you can see. Those don't have any, the lavender buds got covered up because I added more. And it's, again, it's starting to solidify, so I would just add a few sprinkles. Okay, it's already drying up. Alright. Kind of a little late. These are already, but it should take out. I'm spraying all of them with alcohol. Okay. So we're just gonna wait for that to harden, okay, before you close that lid. Now, of course, you probably have some other type of mold, so we're just gonna wait for that to harden until they're completely set. And here's one. Let me show you this one. Here's one. Okay. So wait for them to set completely and cool before you pop them out of your mold. Okay, so I ended up melting the rest of what was left over, just a little bit left over, and I'm gonna go ahead and pour it into a silicone mold that I have, because there just wasn't enough molds. And then, of course, I took a little long and spraying the alcohol on the soap, so there's a little bit of soap bubbles in there, but it's not like too much. Just what I did is I remelted the soap in the plastic molds and then did it over, because I didn't get, or I wasn't quick enough. That's what I meant to say. So use your, you don't have to do this. This is just optional. See, and you have to do it right away. And then there's no bubbles, air bubbles. See? Okay. All right, so we're going to go ahead and wait for the soaps to set completely. And if you'd like, you know, you could even put them in the refrigerator. But if you're patient, just, you know, you can wait. Don't take long at all. Maybe up to, you know, maybe an hour or so. But be careful, because once you pop it out, if it's not ready, then it's going to be ruined. Anyway, these right here, they're really cute. I think I grabbed some that were maybe too small, but maybe not. Let me see. No, they actually fit. So these are organza bags. You can use these also to put your soaps in, and you can gift them. Okay, I think you can just put it just like that. I don't think you have to wrap your soap in anything else before putting it in here. Or again, like those plastic molds that we used, those you just close the lid and they're ready to go. And you can put a label on them, you know, it has space there for a label. But I think these would be really cute. You could put your soaps in here, And anyway, so that's it, y'all, and we're just gonna wait, and then we'll pop some of those out of the molds and see what they look like. All right, y'all, so our soaps are ready. I actually couldn't wait, and I put some in the refrigerator, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you. Okay, this one I popped out of, oops, this right here, and this is what it looks like. See how pretty? And then the back, that's where they all came up to the surface, the buds. So I think it's really cute. It's, you know, it's not too big, but it's not like really small either. And I had kind of a hard time taking it out of here. You have to really like push it out. Okay. And then this one I got from the silicone mold. Okay. And it's not as like as bright as this one. This one seems a little more dull for some reason. I don't know if it's has to do with the mold, but that was the leftover. So we're gonna pop these out, and this is so easy. See, they just pop right out. And you can use, of course, this mold for not only soap but wax melts. But that's what I had on hand. Pop this one out. Just pops out really easily. See? And they smell so good. So I'm gonna go ahead and try one. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and use one of the ones that didn't turn out like the best. And it is really, really soft and silky to the skin. And it smells wonderful. See the soap suds? Put it there. Very, very silky and soft. I really, really like it. It's very nourishing, seems like. And what I wanted to show you too was this organza bag. Okay, so you just stick your soap in here like this. Aren't these cute? See? And that way you can just give it to someone as a gift. You could put like a little tag and write what it is. Okay? And this one as well. You know, like I may not use all of those plastic molds. I just might just put them in these little bags. See? Aren't they adorable? So that's it, y'all. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and stay tuned for the next. I'll have some more projects to do with y'all. All right? Y'all have a blessed day.